Have you ever sat through a parent-teacher conference like this? You may have if you're a step-parent. Maybe you're wondering, why are you even there? Or why don't you speak up? But the truth is, finding your voice as a step-parent is tricky. We're all familiar with the story of the Little Mermaid, who sacrifices her voice to be with her true love. Ever feel like that? I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I actually did want to be the Little Mermaid. My fantasy was more about being able to breathe underwater, sing with waves crashing around me, and ultimately living in a palace by the sea. It did not involve being silenced. Welcome to the Not So Wicked Stepmother. I'm Deanna, I'm a mom and a stepmom, and I love exploring blended family life. Please subscribe for a weekly video. When you're actively involved in helping raise children, but you're not mom or dad, how much does your voice matter? And is it welcome? That's our topic today, and while there is no formula for your role as a step, I do have some helpful tips for how to find your voice. Number 1, speak freely with your spouse, but take your time learning to communicate with your stepkids and their mom. In another episode, I talked about the importance of being open with your partner. I linked that below so you can check it out for some other tips for stepmoms. But with the other members of your blended family, you might want to take a cue from the Little Mermaid and zip it. Remember, their mom most likely didn't set out to co-parent with a third party. You might have ideas like extracurricular activities. I think it works best to share them with your spouse and let him discuss it with their mom. This way you have a voice and you're being supportive of the family dynamic. Being a step-parent is very much a supporting role. You're not going to feel like the star of the show, but you're playing an important part. As far as finding your voice with the kids, I am learning less is more. I love a teachable moment, but if their eyes are glazing over, it's not a heart-to-heart, it's a lecture. I may have the best intentions, and that might not be how they're experiencing it. What's noteworthy to me is my attempts to connect and redirect often work great with my son. It may feel uncomfortable to acknowledge, but it is a different relationship. Of course, this is my experience and may not ring true for you. Each of us is unique, and so is the way we relate to each other. But I do think you're always better off following a kid's lead, especially as a step. Pay attention to how your words and behavior are landing, and if it isn't positive, it's always a good idea to talk less and listen more. Number 2, embrace the choices that are yours to make. In your home, for example, you and your partner get an equal say. He and the kid's mom will likely have rules and routines they're trying to keep consistent between the two homes, which is great. But speak up if it doesn't work for you. For example, they may do homework, then bath, then dinner at their mom's, but that pushes dinner too late at your place. It is absolutely reasonable to shuffle them around in another order. As long as everyone is fed, bathed, and schoolwork is complete, do what works for you. By contrast, you may have routines you'd like to implement that are just too confusing for kids who are going back and forth between two houses. Set them up for success by keeping it simple. Be considerate and consistent. Routines are simply harder in a blended family. I could go on and on about adjusting to domestic life as a stepmom, and I think it's a topic for another video, so comment below if that's something you're interested in. Number 3, be prepared to have less say in bigger decisions like medical and educational. Unless you're in a family whose mom or dad are completely out of the picture, they get final say here. You can be part of the conversation, but if your voice isn't welcome, accept that. This can be difficult, especially if you have concerns the parents don't share. It's something other relatives like grandparents, aunts, and uncles also encounter. You can always offer your opinion, but leave the debate to the parents. There are exceptions, so if you're ever concerned for anyone's safety, you should always speak up. But back to the example of a parent-teacher conference. It actually works great for our family for me to sit in and just not say much. It may feel a little awkward, but this way I can be present and informed without taking up airtime. Number 4, find a therapist and be brutally honest about everything. This is not the time to hold your tongue. Not only will you have a confidant, but a trusted expert in your corner. You can process all your feelings and come away with a clearer understanding of when and how to speak up. Sure, you can always talk to a friend, but they might find it difficult to relate to your situation and be at a loss for words, which can leave you feeling even less heard. A trusted professional is really the best investment you can make in your blended family. I understand it can be overwhelming, so I've linked some resources below on how to find affordable therapy in your community. You've taken on a complicated role as a step. You can't control what's happening around you, but you can be intentional about how you show up. On that note, you may notice I don't share many specifics about our family. That is because my experiences are mine to share, but theirs are not. I will be as candid as I can while protecting our privacy. So if it seems like we've got it all figured out, we don't. We are right in the weeds with you. Number 5, find your voice outside your home. It's much easier to navigate the rocky terrain of blended family life when your cup is full. I do believe learning when to be silent can be empowering, but it doesn't need to become your default setting. Figure out where you can express yourself freely and use your voice. I'll give an example from my life that ties in with the Little Mermaid theme of the day. When my son was a baby, I was singing him Part of Your World. This was summer of 2020, so the line, "I want to be where the people are," made me giggle and gave me an idea. I rewrote the lyrics and recorded it while he took a nap. Seriously, I have not let go of the stream of being Ariel. I'm so committed, I tried to be her, even covered in spit up. It may seem ridiculous, but doing something creative that was just for me helped me through an admittedly isolating time. So if you feel like you've lost your voice, look to who you were before becoming a parent for clues, and do something that makes your soul sing. Thanks for joining me today. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next week. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them smiling, saying hello with a... What's that thing again? Oh, hug. Staying inside, you don't get too far. We need connection or we'll go crazy. Spending time with those... Who are they again? Friends. When will this end? Wouldn't I love to